Okay. This is the 2018 top 10 mock draft list that I put together this morning. Watched a lot of footage and video, and everyone kind of knows the obvious choice is DeAndre Ayton going number one to the Phoenix Suns. The guy has a lot of potential. Just watch the video. It's courtesy of ESPN. The guy gets you rebounds, points, blocks. He can shoot the three. He basically is the complete package, and there's a reason why he's best in this draft. If you look at his comparison here by ESPN, they have him compared to Greg Oden and Embiid. He's a franchise-type center. He's gotten 24 double-doubles in 35 games. He has finishing potential, rebound ability, offensive skill set, and defensive tools. So we'll take a look at here, right? Watch some of this footage of him. Very good at alley-ooping. Great finisher on the catching the lob passes. He also can put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket. He kind of reminds me of a Dave Robinson type player a little bit because he's so he's so fundamentally skilled. So he kind of reminds me of the Admiral in a way, the way he dunks and finishes around the bucket. His rebounding ability is really good. The dude basically could put, his best rebounding ability is the offense rebounding. The guy knows how to crash the glass and put the ball back. He just makes it look so easy and effortless. Look at that. They had him boxed out, two guys, and he just jumps over them and gets it. His offensive skill set is off the charts. You pull up with the jump shot. You can do a pick and pop, pick and roll. Two defenders there, so he pulls up. His ability to catch the ball in the post, pull up. He also has the ability, if the double team comes, to throwing a pass to the open man. Nice little hook shot there that he has. Let's look at right there. Nice little finish there. So you can see over the defense and throw it out to the open shooter. Good entry pass. Nice little kick out. And here's his defensive tools. He can guard the smaller guys. So he has good lateral quickness. So you can use him on switches. And with Phoenix having a lot of taller, athletic players on their team, putting him on that team makes them a pretty big team and a scary team of the future. You have him with Devin Booker. Oh, gosh. I predict Phoenix being one of the top teams in the West if you build around those two guys. That's why this is a no-brainer for the Phoenix Suns to draft this guy. So, number 2 I have on the draft is the Sacramento Kings, and this is a no-brainer for the Kings as well. These first 2 picks are not going out of the way. This is pretty much what's going to happen in the draft. I'm 99% confident that these are the top 2 picks in this year's draft. Sacramento is going to take Marvin Bagley. If they don't know what they're doing, and everyone who's running that front office, like Paige, Vlade Divac, they need to be fired. Because this is a no-brainer. This is the number 2 guy in the draft. You have to take Marvin Bagley at 2. You can't mess around and go with Michael Porter Jr., who probably could be a better player than Bagley. But with his injuries, you have to go with the safe bet. You have to start making the right decisions if you're Sacramento, and this is a guy you can build your team around. Marvin Bagley is a beast, and here's why I like him so much. He's a 2010 guy. He shoots close to 40%, which will get better. He could be a 40% three-point shooter in the NBA. And the dude has a 7-foot wingspan. He's compared to Ben Simmons and Amar'e Stoudemire. He may not have the handles of Ben Simmons. He may not be as physically strong as Stoudemire, but he has a little bit of each of those guys in him. What I like best is that stat that they just showed there. Let's go back here for a second. I want to start again. It came up too quick. So here's his skill sets. He's an effortless athlete, rebounding ability, scoring instincts. I want to look at this real quick. This is the stat that stand out to me on why I think he is the #2 guy. Look at his shot percentage at the rim. 73.4%. That is insanely ridiculous. The guy finishes. That basically what that means, when he's at the rim, every 4 shots that he puts up, 3 of them are going in. He is a high percentage guy around that rim. I know it won't be like that in the NBA. He'll probably be like in the mid-50s, low 60s, but he is a great guy to score at the rim. That being said, we'll look at the rest of the video here from ESPN. Like his NBA skill sets, his rebounding ability. He needs to work on his defense. I tell you that. You'll see in the video he has some things he needs to work on in defense, but this is his. These are the positives of Marvin Bagley. The run and transition, he could finish. Not a good lobber. I like to see him get a little bit stronger. Become more of a force, you know. Get a little bigger, you know. But he's young and he will get bigger in time. Able to guard. There's him guarding a point guard, blocking his shot. Good lateral quickness. His rebounding ability is pretty good. He has the ability to batting that ball up to himself and keeping it in play. He's kind of like Kevin Love in a way, because Kevin Love is known also as that. He kind of reminds me of Kevin Love when it comes to getting those rebounds. He tap until he gets control of the ball. So he kind of reminds me of Kevin Love in that way. Look, he was boxed out, and he was able to jump over the defender, the offensive player, to get that rebound. Nice little spin move hook there. That's his patent move. He is very good at. He likes to throw that little hook. He has the ability to spot up for 3. He kind of has like a little bit of like a shot put type of a shot. He kind of. I need to look at it more. But for some reason, I'm thinking John Stockton when he shoots that. Because Stockton was known to have that little side arc. That's what it kind of looked like to me. I'm gonna look at that more. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. And these are his question marks. This is what I said. He needs to improve on his defense. Got burned there. So you can get him like on pick and rolls. He kind of comes out too far pick and rolls, or he's a little late on rotating. His on-the-ball defense is good because he can guard a point guard now on the ball, but when you're running screens off of him, he tends to have problems and loses his guys. Off-ball screens, on-ball screens seem to cause Marvin Bagley some issues. And as he gets bigger and stronger, he'll be able to be more of a defensive force. But I like this kid a lot, and we'll take a look at the next pick here. Now I have 2 trades that are going to be through this video, and this is one of them. Atlanta has the 3rd pick in this year's draft. I know that for a fact that the Dallas Mavericks #1 guy on their list is Luka Doncic, the Euro player who won, the youngest guy to ever win MVP, 19 years old. Started playing professionally and was coached to train around 13 years old. I'm not sure when he made his professional debut, but he moved away from home at 13 and started his training. So this kid has been through a lot. Dallas is really high on him. So this is what I have proposed. I know that that they want this kid bad, and I believe they will do a trade with Atlanta. And I think Atlanta will get, this is my guess, this ain't going to happen, but this is my bold prediction. I say that they take on Harrison Barnes because Atlanta has the cap space. They'll take Barnes, and they will take the 5th pick. So they're going to move down 2 spots. But they get a $20 million guy who can score about 20 points a game, so a good small forward. So basically, with that being said, I have Dallas moving up to number 3. I have Dallas taking Luka Doncic at number 3. I think that he's a perfect fit with I think his name Dennis Smith Jr. I think he'd be pretty good guy to add to the Mavericks organization. Mark Cuban's been known as a great owner, and he treats his guys right, and I believe it would be a nice fit for him to be in Dallas. Even though he's like my favorite player, I would love them to be in the Cavs. I don't know how the Cavs could pull it off, but I just think he's going to be taken before. I don't think he'll fall down to Cleveland. If he did, I'd be ecstatic. Let's look at him. This is why I think Dallas should take him. This is higher level. EuroLeague is higher than college. He was the EuroLeague Final Four MVP. He's compared to Gordon Hayward and Joe Johnson. Pretty good comparisons. The only thing is he has a point guard ability. Great passer. Way better passer than those two. He's a different breed. Transition player. He passing ability, basketball instincts, and he's positionless. The guy could play 4 positions. Look at him in the transition here, which is his best feat. Very good at finishing. Very good passer. He likes to throw the ball behind his back a lot in transition. Nice little pull up there. I love his jump shot. Out of all the players I have seen and watched in this year's draft, I like his jump shot the most. It's perfect form, perfect rotation. It's just a beautiful shot, and you can tell that this kid has been coached and groomed since he was 13. You can just tell that he has put in the work, and whatever skills he needs to improve on, I believe this kid will. I think he could be the best player in this draft. As of right now, I have him 3rd, but I think he could pass up Bagley and Ayton. I believe he could be better than those two if he exceeds expectations. Very good in pick and roll. Billy, he can score anywhere. He can go to the hoop. He could pull up. He could change speeds. Watch. Oh, look at that step back, and look how. Oh, look, he makes it look so easy. And the nice thing about this kid, you notice a lot of these kids, they make a lot of turnovers, or they need some work on their offense. You look at him, the game, because he's played at a high level for a few years, the game is slowed down for him. It's not too fast. Look at him going against Porzingis. Shoots over the 7'3" center from the Knicks. And this kid has done it against NBA players. If you watched him, Boston and OKC went to play against his team, I think a year or 2 ago, and he was going against Russell Westbrook and those guys, and he was 16 years old going against men. This guy has no fear. Take that, Porzingis. Bam. And also what I like about him, he posts up against smaller guys. Very good post player. He will abuse smaller guys. So whenever he has a mismatch, if I were a team, I would do isolation and get him in the post because he could pass all the double team. He could see over the guys. And we'll talk about his weaknesses, though. There is some weaknesses and concerns with him. You notice how he's making all these great plays against these slower-footed guys. When he's going against more athletic players, that are skilled defensive lockdown defenders, like we'll say example, what's his name, Patrick Beverly or Marcus Smart, he will struggle. So he needs to be able to work out and figure that out, and I believe he will. He has a very high IQ. But you'll see in the videos when he's on more athletic guys, he kind of struggles against. But look at his passing. You're able to see over the defense. He has a great swing pass, like a hook pass. Look at that hook pass. He throw cross court with these hook passes, and the only guy I've seen make passes like that is LeBron James. He has LeBron-like passing ability. Best passer in this draft, by far. And I think he will lead the league in assists. A couple of years in his NBA career. When he gets to his peak, when he's in his prime, I believe he will be like the best passer in the NBA. And if not, he's still the most skilled passer. Reminds me a lot of Pistol Pete. Look at that behind the back pass right there. You know, his teammate didn't finish the bucket there. He's able to pass with both hands. And his basketball instinct is really good. He can get in the passing lanes and get steals, and look at that block shot. Then we get in the passing lane. By moving his feet. I know they're showing his weaknesses here, but you can see he gives effort and he tries. And look at that rebound. His rebound pushes the ball. His question marks is creating versus athletes, finishing in track, fit, defensive versatility. He is emotional at times, but what kid isn't? Draymond Green's emotional, and he's a winner. He's won 3 championships with the Warriors. Ron Artest was a very emotional player. Dennis Rodman. So I like guys that have emotion. Just don't let it get the best of you. And he will learn that as he gets older. He will be able to control his emotions. Here's what I was talking about, him going against more athletic defensive defenders. He tries to force things. Very good passer. He'll throw it to the open man. But he tries to do too much. He tries to take over. He doesn't have the quickness. He's great in transition. You know your strengths. In these situations here, when they have lockdown defenders on him, he needs to find the weakness, throw it to his big, throw it to his teammate that can create a shot. You gotta, or post up. If a guy's really good defender and you're bigger than him, post up on him. If he's taller than you, then you pass the ball and you try to get a screen and get open that way. And there's a lot of things he can do. But I like this kid a lot, and I believe Dallas will take it. Alright, now I have number 4 in this draft. This is my second trade. I have them back to back. I know the New York Knicks are very high on Michael Porter Jr. And there's talks that Memphis wants to trade their number 4 pick so they can get the Chandler Parsons contract off their books. New York ain't afraid of spending the money. I didn't look at it. I don't know where they're at on their cap, but I believe if they have enough cap space, they should do this. To trade up, I would say they would take on the Chandler Parsons contract. That way they can move up, and they just give Memphis the 9th pick. So they'll take on that guy. And the nice thing, he's injury prone, Chandler Parsons, and if say something's wrong with Michael Porter, you have 2 guys. If both are injured, that stinks. But if one of them's healthy, you have an insurance policy. But I think the Knicks take Michael Porter Jr., and I believe he would have been the best player in this draft if it wasn't for his back issues. He had back surgery. He only played 3 games in college. So the kid's got a lot to prove. Let's take a look at his stats. A lot of the stats are going to be from his high school All McDonald's thing and his 3 games in college. So there's not a lot of footage on the kid, but I'll tell you about his strengths. He's compared to Paul George and Jared Jeffries. I see him more of a like a Kevin Durant type player, but he's a versatile scorer. If you saw his 3-point shooting at 32%, he didn't play a lot of games. He's gonna be like a 40% shooter. The guy is a great shooter. Look at his form. You can just tell the way he plays the game that he could shoot the three. He's gonna have no problem shooting the three in the NBA. He's a great leaper, very effortless, very good in transition. And I like to see him play with oh my god, I forgot his with the Knicks. I think he'd be a great fit for the Knicks, and I think him and Porzingis would be a very nice fit. There'll be two guys that would be nice for them to build around. See, look at that perfect form. The guy could shoot. He can shoot. Look at that. He does need to get in the weight room. He does have to put on more weight. Coming off the screen, he needs to work on that. This little jump shot there. See, deep. That was deep. That was like Steph Curry. That tells you a guy could like pull up and shoot that far away. Can shoot the three ball. I would like to see more footage of him off the ball. Like, what is he? How is he on a catch and shoot? When a guy's creating for him, because there is a difference. Some guys shoot better when they have the ball in their hands and they create their own shot. How does he do when someone else creates for him? Is what I want to see, because I don't see too much footage on that. It seems like he always has the ball in his hands when he's scoring. There's his defense. That was him going against Bagley. Getting in the passing lanes, I like that. So he has good instinct. Nice block there. Yeah, well, defensive toughness and offensive efficiency, it always do because of his health. He gets healthy, he gets stronger. Those weaknesses won't be there. So right now I have Atlanta picking fifth with that trade because they traded down so they can get Harrison Barnes. And I think with them having Collins and Harrison Barnes, if that trade does go through, I think they would select Mo Bamba, because then you would have your 3, 4, 5 right there with Schroeder. So I think Atlanta would be in the fast track of success. This would accelerate their process, because I think he'd be a great fit, great shot blocker, a lot of upside. The first 4 guys are guys who I believe could be future Hall of Famers. Mo Bamba, I believe, could be a multiple All-Star, but I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. I know he can win. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. The guy has the ability to be the best defensive player in this draft, and he has offensive upside. And what I've heard, he has worked really hard, and there's a lot of improvement from what I've heard from the experts. 7-footer, 7'10" wingspan, 220. I like to see him add some more weight though. He's a great rim protector, lob catcher, shot blocker. His points will get better. And he will develop to a good. He's a solid. He's an average. He's a decent 3-point shooter. He will become a better 3-point shooter. What I've heard is, from people I've heard, that he has worked ridiculously hard on his shot. It is better than what you see in these videos. Yeah, also I think he'd be a great fit for Atlanta. I think him and Collins would make a good front court. 1-2 punch right there. Oh, that was awesome. So basically, you got from the guy, he's great defender. He can guard, he can switch, he can play defense. Basically, he has no weaknesses in his game on defense, in my opinion. He's the complete package. It's offense that he's going to need a little bit more work on, and I believe he will get there. Number 6 in the draft, we have the Orlando Magic, and I believe they will take Wendell Carter. I believe that he's a good center. He's very underrated, and he's a borderline all-star. And I believe that he will average like 15 and 10 in his career. I think he'll put up some good numbers. So let's take a little more on him. He's been a little overshadowed because of Marvin Bagley. But he can shoot threes. I believe he's like 250 pounds. I'm not sure. They'll show us in the video. Yeah, 251, so I was 1 pound off. So he's pretty big. He's like Derek Favors and Nate Hilario. Great comparison. 7'4" wingspan. High floor. He's a starting center. This guy is going to be a center. Good rim protector. Rebounder. Very unselfish guy. He makes the right plays. He will throw it to his teammates. He will not try to do too much. The game is not fast for him. He takes his time. Well, the problem with him is he sometimes takes too much time, so he gets a little complacent, and makes bad decisions because he plays too slow at times and gives the defense time to recover. He has a nice little turnaround jumper. He's a good rebounder. He can shoot the three. He's going to be a 40% shooter. He is probably one of the best shooting centers in this draft. He has range. A little up fake. His little spin move. He just makes it look easy. Nice little dunk there. He could pass. He finds the open teammate. He kind of reminds me of Al Horford in a way because he's able to pass in the post. See, that's Al Horford like. So with his post passing, he reminds me of Horford, which is a great comparison because Horford's a great NBA player. All right, so I have the Chicago Bulls picking 7th in this year's draft. So I have them taking Jaren Jackson Jr. Don't know too much about him, but what I've read and what I've seen, could be an underrated number 7 pick. Most drafts he'd probably be a top 3 pick in the draft. So the Bulls are getting a steal with this guy. Probably the second best defender in this draft behind Bamba. He could actually be better. By my prediction, I think Bamba's the better defender. So I think Atlanta and Chicago, they do these picks, have 2 very good centers, defensive centers. He could win a Defensive Player of the Year. But he is like the youngest guy in the draft class. He's 18, so age is an upside for him. So most drafts he'd be like a top 3 pick. He could be number 1 if he was like in school another year. So Bulls could be getting a steal here at number 7. If he falls, I'd like to see Cleveland take him. But I think the Bulls will take him from us. Good offensive rebounder. Shot blocking is his strength. Kind of reminds me of Thompson a little bit if you follow the Cavaliers. Good lob passer, good guy around the rim. Nice block shot on a smaller guard. He's able to switch. So he has pretty good lateral quickness. Like how he bends his knees. He's on his toes. He's not flat-footed. So he moves his feet really well. He's able to play the pick and roll game on defense. He's able to switch or go over, like go under and over screens because of his length and his speed. So if he goes over on a screen, he can recover and block the guy's shot. The guy goes to the hoop. Just love his shot blocking ability. But he does need a lot of work on offense. So he needs to develop a more consistent shot, and I think he'll be good. So, my favorite team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe they will take at number 8 Collin Sexton. I believe he fits Cleveland, assuming LeBron stays. I think he fits the mold. Great defensive player, kind of reminds me of Patrick Beverly and Marcus Smart. Good offensive well, how should I say it? He could play offense. He's going to go into the hoop, an average three-point shooter, but he has offensive upside. So I believe that he'd be the smart, safe pick for the Cavs. He needs to work on his threes. He can rebound. He can steal. He can get in those passing lanes. They haven't compared to Terry Rozier and Eric Bledsoe. And we were looking at like an Eric Bledsoe. So he kind of fit that role that we were looking for. It's a two-way scoring point guard. He's dynamic in transition, which is what the Cavaliers are good at. So we need a guy who can push the ball with LeBron. He's always looking to push. Love his energy. Love his heart. Clutch. He has the clutch gene. Able to make game-winning shots. Moment's not too big for him. He tends to score and shoot better when there's more pressure. So when the lights are brighter and the game is on the line, Sexton steps up. He's not afraid to go into the bigs. I think out of this rookie class, he'll probably lead the rookies in free throw attempts. I believe this guy knows how to get to the free throw line, get to the basket, draw fouls, and he's going to be underrated because with the NBA, with more spacing and his slashing ability, he's going to have an easier time getting to the paint and scoring than he did in college. So the NBA is going to be great for this kid. That's why I have him over Young. You know, I like Young a lot. Young's the guy I really want the Cavs to get, but this guy's a better fit. I took my biases out and the fan out of me and looked at the tape, and this guy is more of a complete player than Young right now. Young is a work in progress, you have to sit down and work with him. And I don't know if we want to do that unless we think LeBron's leaving. Then I could see them going for Young. And I think whoever Cleveland takes, if they take Young or Sexton, whoever doesn't get taken by the Cavs is going to be taken like number 11 or 12. I believe that's how far they fall. So the kid has a lot of upside, needs to improve his three-point shooting, and I think he'll be a good fit for the Cavs. For the 9th pick, I have the Memphis Grizzlies because they made, in my mock draft, they made a trade with New York. So they basically got Chandler Parsons off their books. So they kind of need to find that small forward, power forward type guy to replace Parsons. So I have them taking Kevin Knox at number 9. He's a good role player. He's not going to be a guy you built your team around. He's going to be a good 3. He needs to work on his 3-point shooting. He's a solid, safe pick. He has the height, the weight, and the length of Paul George and Tatum. But the skill sets, he's a good 3-point shooter, and he is a good, solid defender. So, age is an upside, so he is young. He can get better. But he's the one guy on my list I don't think will make any All-Star games. I think he'll play 10, 15 years in the NBA and be a good role player. I just don't see him being an All-Star. Good finisher. He's going to be known as a 3-point shooter. He fits Memphis well. Marc Gasol and Mike Conley are good passing. He's good off the ball. So he'd be nice, and he's athletic. So he'll be a good guy. They don't have to run their offense around, and they can throw him passes like that, and he can make the wide open 3. So I think he's a safe pick. He can show improvement. I believe he's maxed out his potential. I think what you see with him is what you get. He might improve on his strengths, and I think his weaknesses will be his weaknesses the rest of his career. I just don't see him being an all-star. So hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully the kid proves me wrong. So he's kind of unknown, going to a team that's kind of unknown, that's under the radar player, going to an under radar organization. I think it's a good fit for both guys. So he could surprise people, and Memphis could surprise the league like they usually do. Last in my mock draft, at number 10, I have the Philadelphia 76ers taking at number 10, Mikal Bridges. The reason I have them taking him is I believe that he would, if J.J. Redick were to leave and not resign, would be a great alternate. He plays kind of similar role as J.J. Redick. He's a 2/3, a little more athletic, doesn't shoot lights out like Redick, but he is a good shooter, one of the best 3-point shooters in this draft class, and it kind of balances out. So I believe that he's a winner. He fits well with Philadelphia. So let's look at some of his highlights, and we'll end it here. So numbers, 43% 3-point shooter, which I believe can get better. The guy's really good. Mock draft has him at number 10, just like me, so I kind of agree with the mock draft. They compare him to Robert Covington, which could be his teammate, and Wesley Johnson. Very good comparisons. He needs to add a little weight, but he is a 2 guard, in my opinion. He's more of a 2 than a 3. He's an efficient scorer, playmaker on defense. He makes defensive plays. He can get in the passing lanes. He can start a fast break. A good finisher in transition. See, that's the athleticism I was talking about. He can get up there. He's very good at playing off the ball, so he can play off the ball, which will be good because then you can have Ben Simmons and Embiid throw him passes when he's coming off screens. So he kind of fits in with the Philadelphia offense, and there is a spot for him, seeing that I think J.J. Redick's gone. So he'd be a nice replacement for J.J. Redick. Play off the ball, catch and shoot. See, he has those elbows in his left elbows out a little bit. The reason I say I think he'll improve and be like he shoots 43% like that. I think if he brings those elbows in more, he could be a 45, 46% shooter. So I see improvement with him. He can work on that follow through. His follow through is a little iffy, and he was able to make 43% of it. So maybe that's the way it is. But his form needs a little work. I hate to say it for a guy who's a proven good shooter. When I was younger, you take like rubber bands, I forgot what it's called. It's like a little thing you put around your elbows, and it kind of forces your elbows to stay in so they don't flare out, because that was my problem as a shooter. My elbows would flare out, and once I got that corrected, I was able to shoot my threes pretty good. So that's the first thing I notice when I watch a shooter is their elbows. Because when you have your elbows out, you don't get the right spin off the ball, and that's when you see the ball kind of curve a little bit and hit the left or right side of the rim, because you're not getting that sweet spot of the follow through. It's that simple. I believe he'll be a great pickup, and that'll do it for this video. I will have more videos. This is my first video. My channel's only been up for about a month. This is my first basketball video going over the draft. I'll probably do a free agency one, and in the future, in the next week or two. So I'm going to go and enjoy the NBA draft. This might get posted after the draft, but this was recorded an hour before the draft. So if my predictions are way off base, I'm still going to post the video if it happens to be after the draft, just so you guys can see how off I was on base with this, if I was on, if I was off base. So hope to see you in the next video. This is also a gaming channel, so you can subscribe to this channel. Just click on the link, give it a like. I also play Fortnite and NBA 2K on Twitch, so you can go on my Twitch channel, which is lit_dad. So you can do that, or you can watch me on YouTube. I find YouTube to be more reliable. I get a lot of complaints from people that videos tend to lag on Twitch, so I don't know if it's because of my end or if it's a Twitch thing. But I will stream on Twitch because I like Twitch, and if I have more issues, I'll stream more on YouTube. Alright, well, you guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next video.